Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video. We're going to talk about some news from Unearthly Cosmetics. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the new leather and lace palette. I also have some blushes and highlighters that I haven't tried. Maybe I'll incorporate a couple of their lipsticks as well. And I do have some of those like duochrome flaky gel thingy-majingies. Maybe I'll incorporate one of those as well. I just have a couple of things that I want to try. Let's create two really fun looks and let's see what we think about this palette. And if you haven't been there before, if this is your first video here, hello, my name is Angie. I am such a lover of beauty makeup. I love everything beauty makeup related, especially indie brands, and this is one of my favorite indie brands. So if you want to see some more makeup videos like this, do not forget to subscribe because I upload several videos every week. If you hear something in the background, they're doing some yard work outside. I don't think you're gonna hear it, but if you hear something, that is what's going on. Okay, we're gonna do a first and a second impression with the new Unearthly Cosmetics leather and lace palette. All of these things that I'm gonna be talking about today, they were sent to me as PR, and I do have an affiliated code with Unearthly Cosmetics, which is Angelica, and they will save you 10% off everything you're ordering from this site. This video is not sponsored though, but I did get sent this as PR. This is the new palette. This is described as a neutral palette for color lovers, but I also think that this is a colorful palette for neutral lovers because I feel like these are the kind of colors that I see neutral lovers really get into, like bricky oranges, berries, and like mauvey purples and some olivey greens. It has 3 shimmers and 9 mattes, and I'm super excited. These shadows are magnetized. I know you always ask me about these things, so if I know, I will let you know. These are magnetized and you can take them out with a magnet and rearrange them, and also arrange them and maybe mix and match with other Unearthly Cosmetics shadows that have the square format because they are the same size. I'm super excited about this. I haven't swatched this as I am filming this, but you've seen some swatches. I'm also going to be using a couple of these. I brought out a couple. I haven't put them in my new palette yet because I did get a empty magnetic palette. I'll put a picture up how it looks here. They just released it, but I actually got these single blushes and highlighters from before and I haven't used them yet, so I thought that this would be the perfect video to use those. I also have brought out, because I remembered, a couple of the Unearthly liquid lipsticks. These are satin liquid lipsticks and they are stunning formula. I absolutely love the formula. Maybe I can do olive green with an olive green look. That would be a really cool twist on the whole monochromatic thing. And then we can do a look with the berries and the more bricky oranges. I also have those like gooey gel hybrids that are like multi-chrome. Some are more flaky and some have more like a black base. Maybe I'll save one of those and we'll tap that on the look with berries and oranges just to see how those are. I will link down below a swatch video that I have of all of those that is up on my TikTok. You can watch that even if you don't have TikTok. We'll leave a link to that down below if you want to see them swatched. Okay, you know what? I'll also put up some swatches of the blushes and highlighters. I do have all of them. This isn't all of them. So I will put that as well up just so you can see it now to just see what they have. They have a very fun and unusual selection of blushes and highlighters. Some of these can of course be used as like glowy blushes as well if you have a lighter skin tone. I'm very excited about this video. I will link all the things that I'm using down below in the description box. Don't forget to check the description box for all the info about everything that I'm talking about today, including links to my vlog channel, my merch shop, and my other socials, and my membership in case you want to read up about that. But let's zoom in and let's start working because let me put this one on. Let me put this one on and I'll zoom in and we can do something that's like a olivey green. I kind of want to do a halo eye because I haven't done one in such a long time. This is Mandy, right? Yeah, this is Mandy and it is so pretty. Let's use a little bit of this orangey blush because we all know I like that. This one is called Tangy. And I'm gonna try and not use too much because I'm thinking that this is like a little darker, but oh, I can really go in lightly with this. Do you see how beautifully that goes on? That's really pretty. So this is, as you can see, not super pigmented straight out of the gate, which is something that I prefer with a blush. Like, I don't want it to be like crazy. I don't want it to be crazy. I want to be able to build up the blush color, and I really felt like this one let me do that. I feel like that looks really good. Let me do some of the highlighter. This one is called Golden, and it looks like a pale, just a pale vanilla gold. So let me see if we can add some of that. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Unearthly Cosmetics came out with a highlighter palette. I think it was under the name Alien Cosmetics, and I really like those highlighters, and I said like I really wish that she would come out with these, or like highlighters in singles, and that is what she has done, and I am very excited about that. So I'm thinking we're gonna do both of the greens, and then we'll do this one as like a halo, and maybe we can even deepen it up with this black one. I have like a puffier brush, like here is a little discolored from green because I've used it with green, but I've cleaned it on my Sigma switch. This is the A501 from the OPV Beauty and Angie Hot and Flashy collection. I love brushes like this. There are like a little, I want to call it oval, but you can see it's not round. So I'm starting with the one that's called Vintage, and then I'm gonna use Olive. So I'm just using it on the sides, and I'm leaving the middle free so that I can do the kind of halo eyes that I like, which is the one that are open in the middle. Now I'm taking a really small brush. This is also from the same collection, and this is A504, and I'm gonna be using the shade that's called Olive. Tapping the brush off a little bit, and I'm gonna put that on the lid and in the crease. Just deepening this up a little bit, but making sure that I'm not covering all the light green, because we want to have a little bit of a gradient action. Let me use a little bit of the black that's called Leather. I'm just, oh, that is pigmented. I am just going to be using that a little bit out here, not even in the inner corner, just in the outer corner, because I want to make sure that, or should I do it in the inner corner too? Maybe I'll do it in the inner corner too, but I just want to make sure that I have like a good gradient, because that is something that I appreciate. So I'm just doing a little bit to just deepen up. I don't care about this. This can look however it wants. We are gonna cover that up. Oh, and I did put some under my eyes as well. Well, you can see, you get eyes. Okay, now we're gonna take the color that's here. It's called Chantilly, and I don't know if this has a little bit of a sheen to it. It seems to be like a vanilla champagne, but I also see a little pink, and I also see a cat hair. I am gonna spray this because I wanna have full control over this. So I am gonna put that. Ooh, that is pretty. I'm gonna put that here. That is very intense. What a nice light shadow to have in this palette, because then you really have something light if you want to bring on the contrast with not just the dark but the light. And you know how I love that. When a palette goes from really light to really dark, I would probably match this palette with some pastels as well, because I love to incorporate pastel mattes in my looks. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of the greens, and I'm just gonna blend over the edge. I'm just using the Vintage now, which is the lighter of the two, just to blend on the edge. But that is really pretty. I think I'm gonna use that in my inner corners too. Sometimes I like doing halo eyes that does not have an inner corner highlight, and today is the day. I thought I'd just pop in real quick and show you the look with just mascara on before I put on some falsies, but I really like this look, and I love the monochromaticness with the lip as well. Of course, you can just pop on a gloss and do whatever you want. You don't have to do green lips, but I'm here to experiment, I'm here to have fun, and I like how this looks. This is the first finished look. This is what it looks like. I love the halo eye. It's been such a long time since I did a halo eye, but I really like a halo eye on me. I think that this is super pretty. I like everything about it. I mean, obviously I'm going very monochromatic with the green lip, but I think that this is super pretty. Please let me know what you think. Let's get into look number 2, and now I think they're actually outside my window doing some weed hacking, but let's get into look number 2. I'm gonna do something with the bricky oranges and the berries. Let's do look number 2. I'm just gonna put a little bit of primer on, and I thought we could do something that's like, I'm thinking I brought this like warm brown lippy on now. This is Kaylina. It's also from Unearthly Cosmetics. And I thought maybe I can do like the bricky orange in the outer corner. And then we'll do some purple in the inner part of the crease. And then we'll do the berries, the darker ones, on the lower lash line. And we can use one of the shimmers from the palette. Maybe we can even use this one. And then we can use a little bit of this in the lower lash line. Let me see. Let me actually start with this one. I don't want to use the straight up brown. I'm going to use this one that is called Redwood. I think that's going to be a perfect shadow. And then we can deepen it up with black if we want to. And then, because I have a couple here, like I have more than these. These are like some of the multi-chrome gels. And we can use one of these and see if we can just dab a little bit on the lid for extra excitement. So I'm starting with Redwood out here in the outer corner. These brushes that are white with the purple ferrules, they're actually the old brush collection from Kaleidos, the one that they have discontinued. I still love mine, so I'm still going to use them, but if you ever see them, just know that these are unfortunately not available anymore. Okay, so far I've been using this one. Now I'm going to go in with this one that's called Venetian, and I am using a Sigma E70. It's a little angle, but I'm just gonna put this, the Venetian one, in the inner part of the crease. I'm even blending upwards a bit towards the brow. So it's looking a little bit like this. It's almost a little grungy. I kind of love it. Okay, let me clean this little pencil brush off. And I want to use this one. Maybe I'll use, I can't point. Maybe I'll use both of these on the lower lash line. I'll start with the darker one that's called Aubergine. And I'll put that out here. Maybe I could even deepen up with this one. Do you think that would be possible? Let's see. And now I'm taking the brighter berry that's called Mahogany. Oh, I love colors like this. That like plummy, almost reddish berry. Ugh. I'm gonna try a little bit of the aubergine, and I am just gonna concentrate a little bit out here. Not gonna do any big motions. I just want to deepen up a little bit in the absolute tippity end. I think I'm going to use a little bit of the Whiskey, which is the lighter of the oranges, and I'm just going to blend a little bit on this edge here to just like blend it and soften it a little bit. This is looking so grungy and mysterious. I'm absolutely loving it. Okay, I'm going to do the Point d'Esprit, which is this one here on the lid, and I'm going to do this one that's called Applique, right? I'm gonna do that on the lower lash line. Let me start with that one actually. If you hear this background noise, it is very intense for me, but I don't know if you can hear it, but they're going on hard out there. Oh, that is pretty. I'm just gonna put a little bit like that. What a nice color. What a beautiful all berry purple look you can do with this palette. That shade is stunning. And then just that lighter shade in the inner corner. Wow. What a beautiful shade. Okay, let me do the other one, and we're gonna do that on the lid. Ooh. Oh, I can't, is that like is it a champagne, or is there like something else in there? I don't usually do champagnes. I think that this is like, has a little bit more of a bronzy undertone, but this is usually not the kind of shade that I go for. But we're gonna see if we can put something on top of it. So, still think it really goes with this look though. I'm doing just a little bit of the Chantilly in my inner corners. Oh yeah, I can definitely see some pink sparkles in this now. Just gonna put that in my inner corners as a little inner corner highlight moment. I feel like this look is really pretty the way it is. It looks a little bit... It reminds me a little bit of almost Biba. And if you know, not like the Biba palette by Natasha Denona, not that, but like the style, Biba, the fashion house, it reminds me a little bit of that Not mad about it at all. I'm gonna put some mascara on and something in the waterline, and then I'll come back and we'll use one of these and just dab it on the lid, and we can see what kind of effect that gives. What do we want to do? I kind of want to do one of these more flaky ones instead of these like opaque ones. Okay, so I pulled out the ones that are a little bit more flaky because I want to use one of these because I feel like they're not going to be a little bit more transparent as well, and maybe not as, because I feel like the other ones are going to be fully opaque. What kind of shade we want to have? I feel like that one is going to be a good one. I feel like that one is going to be a good one. Oh, these are so pretty. Look at that blue. Look at that blue. Ugh. I do feel like this one is probably the best shade. I don't have the names of these here because the ones that I got sent in PR didn't have the name on the bottom. But if you're interested in this shade, I will put it in the description box. I will find out which shade it is. I will put it in the description box. And this is what the gel looks like. So interesting. I'm so fascinated. Okay. Should I use a brush? I'm gonna use a flat brush. Let me clean this one off. It's the same one that I used for my lid color. And let me just pick a little up. I'm just gonna try and see if I can just... I'm just picking a little up like that. You can see there's a little one on here. So I just wanna play. I just wanna play and see what this looks like. It is a little textured on my lids though. I mean, I am 38 and you can see that on my lids right now. But it is very impactful. I will say it doesn't look this textured in real life. If I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I don't see that texture in real life. But they are like... They did become fully opaque like this as well, and maybe you could have dabbed them on and just had like a little bit, but yeah, these were definitely fully opaque. So this is the new color and this is the old color. I like both of the looks. This is very, very shiny. That's very cool. That's very cool. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up. At least now you got to see both of the eye looks with or without it. I just wanted to try it out and see how it looks because it's so much fun with these little... I don't know, these like little multi-chromes and duochrome like little collections. It's just so much fun to play with and to just add to looks and see what happens. Okay, let me finish this up and we can have a final chat about this whole endeavor. Everything is on. I put a little lash on. I really like the look. I think that this... It really did take it to like a party level, this like look, and it is, I don't know if you can see in this light, but it is a pink going to green duochrome, and I really like how it looks, and it looks really great together with these shadows. I like the look before as well. I think both looks were really stunning. I think that if you wanted to try like Unearthly Cosmetics, but you thought that some of the other palettes were just a little bit too wild for you, I think that this might be a better option if you are more into neutrals. It could also be a really good option if you are more into colors and you want to have some more grounded colors, of course. I feel like all of these colors here are going to go so well together with neutral palettes. All of these are going to work together with brown shadows or golds or champagnes or taupes or like mauve like pinks. If that is your normal preference, this is going to be so easy to mix with neutral palettes. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that this was somewhat helpful to you. I mean, Unearthly Cosmetics is one of my favorite indie brands. I think she's really nailing it when it comes to exciting releases that are good quality with also fun, well thought through like packaging. Just look at the packaging of this like liquid satin lipstick. So fun, so cute, and yeah, I think that was everything for this video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Do not forget to subscribe if you want to be subscribed, and I will see you soon again in a new video. Bye!